I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 9, Tuesday, 2024. Hopefully you had a good day, and hopefully I get to finish everything I want in this video in a short period of time, but we got CPI tomorrow. This CPI is going to be really big because it's either we're really coming down or we're really going up, depending on the report. We could also just still be neutral, but wow, what a day, what a fucking day, what a day. So just bear with me here through this because honestly, this is just so much to talk about, and I don't really even want to do this. This is too much to do, but if I was doing this for free, it's not giving me the motivation to keep doing it. It seems like a job now, but I do enjoy doing it. But if I was making money maybe doing that as far as teaching or doing the reviews, then would I be inclined to do it more? Maybe. But at the same time, I'm not really about that. But maybe one day I'll go live and do that. But the problem with doing live is that um, I sometimes will do things just because someone's watching. I've done it before, but just because someone's watching, I'll want to do something. I have major ADD, like major, so I need all the pieces. This game is already hard as it is, but why make it harder? We'll see. I'm maybe slow on my journey, or maybe I just don't need to do it at all. But point is that, so yesterday I was telling you that we're either going to come up here and then sell off, or we're going to come down and buy up. So I was talking in between this gap here and this gap here. They decided to come right in the center of this, well, not center exactly, but into this H4 imbalance right there. So wild day. You'll see that we did come right to it, and we never touched that gap. So not necessarily it has to touch it. It would have been nice to have seen it done it. If not, it doesn't have to. So again, there's so much to talk about in this video, but fuck, they did this shit at the end. And just to be clear, the reason why they make these moves in the power hour, they call it the power hour for a reason, is because they want you sitting at the desk. They want you to be trading all day because they reward the people who are there at this time of the PM session to trade. Because and not only do they use that as an excuse for you to keep working, but then they'll also use it as an excuse to literally wipe out everybody from the AM session. So that's exactly what they did. Fucking wild. I let me just go through the trades and you'll understand. And then closer to the end of the video, I'm going to go over the CPI report of what we're expecting tomorrow. So let's start with this, man. Fucking wild. So at the open 9:30, we pop up here, right? Here we do not take out, we wipe out yesterday's high, but we don't take out the previous day's high. Okay, that would have been Friday, right? So while this is happening, you got to be patient. There's a lot to discuss and teach here. So while that's happening, let me scrunch this up. We have a divergence on S&P. S&P takes out that high very slightly, but NASDAQ doesn't. So, and Dow obviously doesn't. So at that moment, I am making a decision to sell. Comes down, comes right back up here. Okay. So there's a divergence here, and that's the cause of this sell. Could it have pushed up higher? Sure, but it did not. So I'm banking on this idea and logic in itself. And sure enough, it panned out beautifully. So when I'm taking this sell, I can't go into the miniature details, man. I'm going to do my best. But the goal is to what? Obviously, wipe out the opening range. All right, we had a just a in general price action right here. So you see a speaker going on, right? There's so much to talk about. So before I even get into this, you had a speaker. I'm going to try to make the 15-minute widen because this will be easier. But so yesterday you had a shakeout day, nice speaker. We came in, look at this, beautiful, fucking beautiful range expansion and speaker. Look at that. higher high, high, low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. So when I'm selling this, I have two options. I'm selling this obviously to generally kind of take out these lows here. And then also I was mentioning this imbalance on the 1 hour as well. Remember that video? So watch yesterday's video so this makes sense. So anyways, I dropped the ball plenty of times today, but at the same time, it happens to be my biggest fucking day ever. And it would have been even more massive if I was to have held what I should have held. But I'll explain in a second. So I take the sell here, and what do you call it? Because of the divergence. That's my main reason why I take this trade. Actually, just so you know. All right, so price gets down here. We get down, we seal it, we get to the opening range gap of today, and then we're inside here. Now, I have plenty of objectives down here, but it was moving fast, and I screenshotted it because I wanted to show you, well, not only getting to the opening range, but this liquidity sitting right here. Okay, well, when I took the screenshot here, I was content with this. And then when I opened up, it fucking sank. So I actually allowed this to keep going up to that hour imbalance. I was sort of fucking married to this hour imbalance. And we have liquidity of yesterday, which is yesterday's low. When we hit it, I'm showing you the next trade when I bought, but just bear with me for a second. So when this shot down, when I closed it, I screenshotted it right here. And this is why I fucking hate screenshotting, dude. And I don't want to do that shit anymore, man. But I don't know what else to do. But I have to be able to allow myself the time to take a screenshot. Because a lot of my exits are the next entry, right? A lot of them are. So, and I get pissed off for missing trades. But anyways, when I took the screenshot, dude, this thing fell down again. I was like, man, I'm not stopping this train until I get to this low. So I did not screenshot the profit here. So that was a 12 grand move. So when we get to this this imbalance with the liquidity taken of yesterday's low, I do attempt to take this buy. Now the problem with this, and I know I'm going to run into that, is that I have a possibility of drives coming down, obviously. And in this case, now that you're seeing the aftermath of it, we're speaking about that low specifically. So, for example, I'm doing a lot of teaching here, so I hope you appreciate it. This low right here from the 10 o'clock a.m. of on Friday. So that piece of liquidity, and if you refine it down to the 15-minute, reason why the price was either going to buy from here, which is this down candle. I was speaking about that yesterday. So watch it so it makes sense. This 10:15 a.m. candle on Friday. So it's either going to buy from here or it was going to buy from underneath it. What's underneath it? Well, underneath it, we have these two down candles right here, right? So we have the 8:45 a.m. candle on Friday and we have the 9 a.m. candle on Friday. So when the price ran down on a 1 minute, it looks like this, right? So you could have looked at this a couple ways, right? Because you know you're in an oversold, you just don't know when it's going to stop, right? So that's drive one. So the reason why I took this and didn't count the drives was because it was very possible that we ran up from here, right? And I was going to try to buy it back to the equilibrium area, which would be here, somewhere in this area, right? So that's the risk of me taking this trade. So if you're watching this and if you try to take it, then that explains that. But I don't think it's a bad trade. I just think that the problem is you still have a lot of risk of it failing, right? Because you have more room down here. You had the gap here. So I'm going to put this this is a 2 minute. I have to keep it at 2 minutes so you can see the gaps. The 1 minute won't show the fucking gaps. I don't know why. But me understanding that I have this gap right here as well is a risk for taking this trade. But whatever. I take the profit and I immediately try to get in and I fail. So what happens? So you can count these both as one drive or not. That's up to you. But so either drive one with including this pullback here, this low and pullback, drive two pullback, all right, and then drive three, right? So, or this is just 4 drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So however you want to do it, Again, I didn't follow my rules too well. I've not been on my game really well lately, but I mean, considering what happened today, I still did pretty well. So you'll see that we get the drives here, right? So I take a loss here, and I take a loss even here when it bounces right here, and then I try to take this trade here, and I lose. Then I take this trade right here when it's down here. So when it's down here on the 15-minute, you can see that this is just all a 15-minute wick, and then it pushes up, right? So I'm even in it before it rushes that previous wick here of this 15-minute candle that closed, the bearish one. So when it went below and popped up, I'm already in it, but this was generally where I'll take it. So I'm not proud of my entries too much. I'm more less proud of my exits than my entries. My entries are, I think, are pretty good, but obviously we're always still trying to work and do better. But yeah. So anyways, the price comes down here, and you see this. I'm gonna squinch over a little bit so you can see this. So right here, we don't tap that little imbalance. See that little gap right there? I'm not going to draw it out, but in between here, I know that there's times where it will not seal that gap, right? And it's not technically a gap because it is a balanced price range with price going up and down. Doesn't need to, but it literally didn't go below that candle, right? So that is a strong sign of buying for me as well. You got to make these decisions in a split moment. It's crazy, but anyways, the purpose of the conversation is that this 9 a.m. candle is really what the leader is, which is it's the lowest body here on this time frame. And just speaking on this time frame, so I'm not going to go into more detail, but just tapping into that candle in itself is a good place, right? So another reason why I took this trade and lost. So now that I've explained all that, so again, loss here, and fine. And just a sidebar, just so you know, I can have a 10% win rate and still be break even. Meaning I can lose 9 times and win the last one because my R that I'm shooting for is a big range, right? So my last trade that I win out of the 10, I'm not saying I'm losing 9 trades in a row. What I'm saying is that I can have a 10% win rate and still be profitable. Why? Because that last trade is going to take me to $6,000 to $10,000. Okay, so I'm just giving you a number based off of 4 contracts on the screen here, right? So with that understanding, fuck a win rate. I never believed in anyone, trying to get a win rate and this and that. Listen, the bottom line is do you have the skill to navigate through price? And that's the fucking skill that I have focused on all this time. It wasn't ever so much win rate and this and that. And I'm not saying win rate doesn't help. I'm just saying, if you can win 10% of the time and still be profitable, generally it's break even and a little bit profitable, but let's just say it's called break even. Well, if I was to have lost 8 times out of the 10, which is now 20% win rate, I'm guaranteed profit. The way I trade. I'm not pushing for you to trade the way I trade at all. I'm just saying that with my understanding and this logic, I have no problem taking these losses because it's a part of doing business. So we don't want to promote over trading, and if you don't know how to control yourself, then you're spin out of control and you're going to be in negative, right? Obviously, right? But I'm just trying to maybe clarify some things for you that maybe you're going through. I don't know, right? In general, I used to go through this, so I know. But in general speaking, now we have this trade here, right? And I just explained on the 15-minute where it was down here. Remember, just a screenshot, right? So from here, watch this where I dropped the ball. Beautiful trade. Look how they squeeze almost and take me out, dude. And that's why I don't move that stop loss. And until I usually take profit and I'm still in underneath because I'm not looking at the stop loss in general. But the point of this was, if you go watch this video from I was telling you, was it here? Well, go watch March 28th. It's similar. It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. But what was I gonna say right now? Fucking hold on a second. What I was gonna say was, I just made a video yesterday about about this zone right here where you're shifting, and then it becomes a very good buying area. So watch yesterday's video so it makes sense. This is very key in the future of price action, but it didn't matter to me. What mattered to me, what I was actually trying to say was when I was telling you to watch this video on March 22nd, Friday. That was when we speakered out. I mean, it was a beautiful trade. So this is a higher time frame speaker, but it's fractal. So here you'll see that this is the reason why I dropped the ball and get out. Let me show you here. Where the fuck is that? Yeah, here. So here I was afraid that this would become, because it was very bearish at this moment, right? And one of my models is taking the buy up to resistance or any breakout artist. I say this every day. If I take this trade, I have a couple options. Either I take it to this low, that low, or, or somewhere even higher, right? For anybody breaking through. So breakthrough artists that are selling, and then buyer's remorse for people to be able to get it back out. So this is the purpose of this trade in general. So what does the price do? My target is this high. I don't mark it, but this is my high, right? This is my target right here. All right. And we hit that here and I get out. The reason why I got out right here was because I didn't know if this was going to be a control of price. So if you watch that video, I'm telling you, that's that March 22nd, Friday. I didn't know if that was going to be a control of price, meaning it was going to hold price down and it would just be bearish. I didn't know if we were going to start going really bearish, so I left it alone and took the profit. The reason why I take this profit out, not only because I know it's a minimum target, but because I would rather have the profit. Okay, so forget about being right or holding, or I'm not swing trading and all this bullshit. The point is that I know we're coming to this level. Why? Because when we broke here, people are now getting in through structure and thinking that this might be a big sell to hold. So I know we're coming back to take out this high specifically. See that right there? This high right here, this 1040. This is a 2 minute, so it's, let me see if I can go to 1 minute, man. This is not going to be a short video. This is why I get irritated, because it's just way too much to do. It's just a 1040 1 minute candle. All right. So we do get that level. Perfect. Now, what does it do? It retraces back into that zone right here. We broke that high. And then this last down candle is everything. I'm going to delete this now. Well, I'll leave it for a second, but I'm going to highlight this because this is so key. This little last down movement. Fucking amazing, man. And I knew it, and I was like, trust yourself, dude, do it. But I was like, I didn't, which I'll explain the buy. But let me I don't know what the fuck. Just want to make it any color right now. Anyways, so anyways, man. So I take the profit out here, price retraces back and buys from here, comes up. Now, where I dropped the balls, I should have fucking held it to up here, where I thought it was going to go. I knew it was going to come here, but I wanted to protect the profit and not be right and just be smooth. And sure enough, I didn't trust myself and the price kept going to here. Where did it go? Right to the opening of the day at midnight. Beautiful, beautiful. So I end up scalping a couple trades coming down. Watch this shit here. So here, it's either going to, so this is what I teach in the, sell, buy, sell, right? And that's what I was looking at. The fourth trade is buy. Look at that. Buy happened, but I wasn't sure if this sell was going to keep coming down to break that low. Obviously, I know we're sort of heavy, right? We're underneath all this price action, but general consolidations, they continue. So I'm conflicted, and hopefully all this is making sense because I'm saying a lot here. You're going to have to watch this video many times probably. But anyways, take a look. Now we're up here, right? So we're up here, and I'm like, this is a beautiful sell. It finally tags this, you can see it right here on the 15 minute. It's tagging that opening of the day. So I still take a loss here because right here, I take this trade, we swept above. So I was looking at this as drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, so to speak. But when this pops up, that took that wick, I was like, perfect. So I got in, right? And if you zoom in, it didn't tap that open. It was very close. Did it have to? No, but it would be preferable. So from here, looking at it, it looks like it did, doesn't it? But it did not. So I'm talking about this right here, this 1234 candle. Look at it. Looks like it did, though. It did not. See that shit? So literally a tick away, right? That's why I got in. And I took a loss there. No problem. I have no problem losing fucking 3 trades every time I take a trade. Why? Because I'm fucking aiming for, massive R, right? So, but I know what I'm expecting all this. Like I know what this looks like. I can't time and be perfect. So this is what it is. So after I take a loss there, then it tags it. Once it tags it and it comes down, I have a 30-second as well, so I'm not going to get into that. You do that on your own. I'm in here, right? So I take this trade here, and this is and I wish I would have held it up here, but I did not. I didn't follow my rules, but again, following my rules and also taking profit and being safe are 2 different things. So you got to be able to manage that. We all go through this. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 years later trading. So anyways, take this trade. Where am I taking this? Now I'm scout. I'm at this point, because I missed all this and I was kind of like frustrated a little bit. I was like, you know what? I can catch a couple moves, no problem, right? Because I'm confident, right? What does it do? Comes up here, and then once the price breaks down, I was just looking for a quick 3,500, something slick, something to get right back here, right? And sure enough, I take the screenshot right here, take the trade, done. All right, next trade. All right, price, then it shot down, wiped out that liquidity. I'm already out. Take a look. This fucking candle right here comes down and wipes them out and then shoots up. I was like, oh shit. I was like, you guys are coming back up. So the reason why I take profit is because I'd rather have the profit. I don't want to hold this shit. So sure enough, what does it do? Price comes up, makes an internal high, and then we come up and sweep that. And there's gaps here. You're learning a lot. I'm trying to tell you. You're learning a lot. So that little gap right there, see that gap? See, when we came up here with this candle, we didn't tap it. That's suspect. I still took the trade down, right? But to me, it also tells me that we're probably going to come back up. And then this candle also, this crazy ass fucking candle, this 1:02 p.m. candle, when I watched, I was like, oh yeah, you're fucking crazy. But you're coming back up. So it came up, all right, and then made this, once we made this highs right here, this 122 and 123, perfect level, by the way. Now it is tapping that gap. Look at I can't make this shit up, man. So, you're going to sit here and say, well, there's gaps everywhere. Well, you don't know how to trade them, and sometimes they don't always work for me, but I know my gap theory, or the way they're moving around when I trade gap theory, it's just like this. Anyways, man, there's so much to talk about. Fuck. So, okay. Anyways, price tags up right there. All right, showed you that. All right, so now we're up here. We've swept that. We've got a gap sitting there. Perfect. All right. I love these indecisive candles. Pay attention to this candle. This candle. See how it's indecisive right there? I love that. I love it when it's at the end of a move, because it's generally a strong lock-in price and they turn the other direction. Look like down here when you had this indecisive candle. Perfect. Came up. I'm not saying they always happen, but if you backtest it, it's good to see it in price action. I saw that. I was already in with this candle, and because I already have understanding of that, we just swept that high. We swept and we got into that gap, and we're poking this last up fucking candle. All right, sold off. Where did it go? I took it and I held it for 2 drives because I see this already as 3 drives. You can be a participant in any of these different moves I'm telling you or showing you. You could have been a buyer from here the way I did and took out that high. You could have been only a buyer from here and then came up here. You could have been a seller from here to here only, which is what I took. You could be a seller from here to here, which is what I took, but I took it for another drive more. So the purpose of this sell was two reasons. I don't expect to hold this all day. I want to take the profit and be done. But look what happened. Price, couple drives down, got into that imbalance, and I was wondering if it was going to be held as support, which it does on a higher time frame, but on a lower time frame it doesn't. So what does it do? We bounce in here, taking the profit. I'm pushing this down. Now I don't normally always show you me pushing it, but here I want to show it on purpose because I'm really done. I really want to be done, to be honest. The power hour just starts, but I've already had a long day and I've took these trades and I've got to be done, and I've already made more than I ever have in my career. So at this point I leave it alone. But my gut told me the reason why I'm selling this here is because I want to get back into this zone. In general speaking, but it wicked me out, right? Takes me out right there. So watch this shit, fucking crazy. So that's right here. That's this whole price action here. I'm gonna zoom out here now. You don't need to see much there. So, with this, take a look here, man. God damn, I gotta go back to a 2 minute. This is too much. But well, before I do, you were gonna see. Look at this. Look at that little indecisive candle right there, and then it shoots up. See that shit? Beautiful. Anyways, super game, back test. But anyways, so I got out right here with that trade right here, and then price. This is a different time frame, obviously. So price comes down right into that last down move before it went up. Right? Beautiful supply area. Demand area, and came in, and then now look what the time is, 3:12. I went to go walk the dog because my wife got home early before she does her side business, and I just walked away. I literally came back to the screen and the fucking price was up here. I was like, holy shit. In less than an hour, that shit. I was like, God damn. Crazy, bro. I couldn't believe it. And my gut, when I walked away, my gut was like, yo, it's going to buy from here. If it doesn't push down, it's going to buy from here. And look at these motherfuckers. Beautiful. So what did they do? They just used the last power hour to wipe out everybody selling. And now we took out today's high. So that's the new high. And I believe did we take out that high yet? No, we did not take that high yet. Which I'm assuming it will. But oh, look at that. By a fucking tick. Look at that. They didn't take it out. So again, I just came back and I was like, holy shit. I can't imagine. Let me tell you something. If I was to have held this, I would have, oh my God, it would have been such a massive day. And then if I ended up catching this, so, and I'm just talking because I'm just like, having fun. But anyways, you can see here that we, I don't know what else to say, bro. So, but I will show you some big speeches tomorrow about what's going on tomorrow. But so this looks bullish. Apparently, they say the market saved their ass. So they pushed up hard, and to me, this is bullish. Now CPI. Let me just go over S&P real quick, and yeah, they all saved their ass here with pushing up, closed that way. So wow, the market got saved at the moment. And that's why I was saying we're still bullish. So real quick, Dow, wow, that's sick right there. Ooh, Dow is always showing that it looks more bearish than everything. Sorry, am I not explaining what's going on in these charts for you? For the other assets, it's kind of too much to discuss, man. Really, way too much. So. The order flow is still, in a sense, counter trending and bearish, but we're bullish still, right? I wish I could talk more about this, but I can't. I just can't because I want to talk about tomorrow. So, and then dollar comes down, wipes out that low of right there, which was Thursday, and then bounced up. So I won't even get into that because there was too much movement there. So here's the thing. So for CPI tomorrow, right? We only have two options. No, I'm sorry. There's three options. But the thing is that if we, let's put it this way, if we're at a CPI report of 3.8, right? If we get a 3.8 YY, right? If we get a 3 point, a lower than 3.8, I'm assuming that the market's really bullish. Okay. If it's at 3.8, we'll be sitting at a neutral area, so we'll be kind of up and down. If we are above 3.8 and we print at 3.9, okay, then we're fucked. 3.9 or higher, definitely over 3.9, we're fucked. Market's sinking. Period. So I hope you got what I was just telling you right now, right? You could rewatch that and do all that, but and what does that look like here? So I'm assuming, so since we're here, if we get under 3.8, we're going to the moon. We're fucking taking out that high. We're making all new time highs in general speaking. All right? All right. So if it's a 3.8 and it's neutral, so to speak, then it just be, a consolidation type of thing. Like a down up type of move, nothing fabulous. If we are a 3.9 or higher, all right, then this is happening. Period. I think that was pretty good. That was a short explanation of what I wanted to say with the CPI numbers. And you got everything you need here. And then Nvidia also came down, got into that gap right there. They didn't look so hot. I was mentioning it yesterday. Sure enough, they sank down too. They didn't seal their gap though, so I don't know. Do they have to? Not necessarily. But they did come into it pretty healthy, to be honest. So I don't know. Let me see. I feel like I'm missing something. I know I'm always missing something. And so and pertaining to dollar with what I was just mentioning, then if it's under 3.8, then we should see dollar come down. And if we see, because the yields and everything are also pointing down, but if they climb up as well with dollar, then if we're under 3.8, dollar should be coming down, right, to somewhere deeper in here. If we are at a 3.8 and neutral, then fucking whatever, right, up and down. But if it's a 3.9 or higher, dollar should be shooting up to here. And I don't mean like all tomorrow, but I mean it'll shift that direction for the sentiment, and then we'll see it all play out. So that's where we're at, man. And I don't know. That's a pretty big response in closing that way. So yeah, you guys take care and God bless.